I'm Mark Kollar, and this is real life story number 5. I've been helping retirees protect their retirement since 1990, and I'm the author of The Retirement Navigator. This story is a real tragedy that could have easily been avoided. I want to tell you about a new friend of mine. About 18 years ago, he said he had it made. A beautiful 2,400 square foot home on several acres out past the suburbs west of Chicago. He golfed 2, 3 times a week. His biggest worry most days was a leaky faucet at one of his rental houses. Today, 17 years later, he lives in his mother's house, a few chickens out back, working as a computer security specialist. Not because he planned to, but because he has to. He never fully recovered. And here's the part that keeps me up at night. He didn't do anything reckless. He did something a lot of smart, responsible people are doing right now. Let me walk you through it, because if you're managing your own money heading into retirement, this one's for you. Between 2000 and 2008, real estate around him kept going up and up and up. He wasn't imagining it. Nationally, home prices nearly doubled in the years leading up to the peak. His home had appreciated so much that he looked at all that equity. It was just sitting there, and he thought, honestly, and who could blame him, he thought, why let it just sit? So he borrowed against it. He took the equity in his home and bought 5 rental properties nearby. 5. And for a while, it worked beautifully. The rents came in, the values kept climbing, low stress, low pressure, a maintenance call here or there. On paper, he was wealthy. Then 2008 happened. By the way, make sure you get my free report in the comments section below so this doesn't happen to you. Let's get back to our story. His renters started losing their jobs, and one by one they stopped paying. But the mortgages on those 5 houses, well, they didn't stop. The bank wanted its money every month, tenant or no tenant, and this wasn't some rare stroke of bad luck. Across the country, home prices fell by roughly a third from their peak. Nearly 10 million American families lost their homes to foreclosure in the years that followed. He couldn't carry 5 empty houses with no income. He defaulted on the rentals, and because he'd borrowed against his own home to buy them, when it all came down, it took his home with it. Please listen carefully. Everything he'd built gone in a matter of months. Now here's what I need you to hear. It's easy to watch this and say, well, that was him. He took a gamble. But here's the uncomfortable truth. During that crash, twice as many prime borrowers, responsible people with good credit, lost their homes as subprime borrowers. This didn't only happen to careless people, it happened to careful ones. What got my friend wasn't carelessness. Unfortunately, however, he made a couple critical mistakes. Number one, he thought he knew everything. He didn't take advice from anyone. Number two, he put everything in one basket. Not one asset, one entire type of asset. All real estate, all in the same area, all rising and falling together at the same time. Number three, then he did the thing that made it truly dangerous. He used leverage, borrowed money to buy more of the same thing he already owned a pile of. When you concentrate and you borrow, you don't just multiply your gains, you multiply your losses. And the day the market turns, there's nothing to cushion the fall. No other bucket holding steady. No cash. Nothing. Here's why this matters even more for those of us that are near retirement. There are people right now borrowing on margin and buying stock in the stock market with their retirement money. Sound familiar? There's a risk we financial planners call sequence of returns risk. In plain English, a big loss in the first few years of retirement does far more damage than the same loss later on, because you're drawing income at the exact moment your savings can least afford it. Researchers call the first 5 years of retirement the danger zone. When you're 35 and you take a hit, it hurts, but you've got 30 years to earn it back. When you're 60 or 65, you may not have 10 years. A loss that size at that moment isn't a setback. Unfortunately, it can be permanent. That's the cruelest part of my friend's story. It wasn't only that he lost money, he lost it at the exact stage of life when there was hardly any time left to rebuild. And the data says he's not unusual. Fewer than a third of families who lost their home to foreclosure ever returned to owning one. There's even a name researchers call the emotional toll. They called it post-foreclosure stress disorder. And here's what bothers me the most. This was avoidable, completely avoidable. The fix isn't complicated. The same research that identifies the risk also points to the antidote: spreading your money across different asset classes so that when one falls, the others act as a shock absorber. If someone had simply sat down with my new friend and asked a few honest questions back then: number one, what happens if the rent stops? Number two, what if values drop 30%? Are you putting too much into one thing? If someone could have asked back then, where would he be today? He never had that conversation, unfortunately. He was doing it all alone. And when you're alone, you don't always see the blind spots. None of us do. That's not a knock on him. That's just human. But that's why you need advice from a licensed resource, like a registered investment advisor. The investors I worry about most aren't the careless ones. They're the successful ones. The people where something has worked so well that they keep doubling down, never imagining the day that it all stops. So let me make you two simple offers. First, I put together a free report, The 7 Mistakes Retirees Make in a Down Market. You'll see it in the comments section below. It walks you through the exact warning signs my friend missed and how to check your own portfolio for them, completely free. The link, as I said, is down below in the comments section. So go download it today. And second, if you're managing your own money right now and there's a quiet voice back in your mind asking, too much of your future is riding on one thing, let's talk. I offer a free, no obligation second opinion meeting over Zoom. It's very simple. We'll take an honest look at how your money is positioned, and I'll give you my straight qualified opinion, whether you work with us or not. Think of it as the conversation my new friend never got to have. I'd hate for anyone watching right now to find out the hard way what concentration and leverage really costs. So download the report, book the call. Let's make sure your story ends a whole lot better than his did. We'll see you on the next video.